Welcome back to IDK Podcast here. I'm Jason,
And I'm Sean.
and today we have a very special guest, Nicholas
Nicholas.
Wong.
Yo, thanks for having me, Jason and Sean. Great. My name is Nicholas Wong, and I'm from APU. Currently, the Enterprise Club president, and also one of the student ambassador at APU. So right now, I'm in my intern, and I'm studying. No, I'm interning in a Web3 company, which is a venture capital in Singapore, based. Yep.
Singapore.
Yep.
Sounds good. Alright, so without further ado, let's dive into today's topic.
Mr. Nicholas, the way I've seen you, you've been very active actually in like co-curricular activities, and I want to just know because some people, right, they don't like to get involved too much in this kind of stuff, right? They say like, oh, I want to focus on my studies. I don't know why I want to do this. After I need to do my assignment, I need to do I want my free time. Why I want to do all these clubs? What do you think about it? What's your opinion on like this?
For that, I think that's just an excuse if you really want to go into the co-curricular activities. Like, even if you are really pursuing for the perfect CGPA of 4.0 or something like that, like ridiculous high, I don't think you need the entire time in the world, because you're only studying like at most 5 modules. Okay, maybe you're in degree year 2 and you're coming from let's say a diploma background or a what's it called? Foundation. Yeah, foundation. You need to take 9 courses, right? Okay, maybe accept that. If you're like normal students, you're taking 4 or 5 modules at the time, and the time for an entire week is basically not even half of your time consumed in terms of the hours and whatnot. So you definitely have time for different kinds of activities. You get social, maybe you want more sleep, maybe you want more me time. So it really depends on what you choose to enjoy on your like free time, except for your study time.
Mentioning about that, actually on degree year 2 right now, and a lot of people say it's stressful, man. It's like the most stressful year of degrees. Hopefully not lah. Hopefully not. But okay lah. Let's say they do have the time for it lah. Then what they'll be like? Why I want to do this? What are the benefits of it? I feel like I'm just like a free worker right now. Why not just take a part-time job? Why I want to work on these clubs?
That sounds true.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point actually. So just to disclose a little bit about myself, I actually work part-time as well, apart from my intern, and I also do curriculums activity, and I also study. So I'm not sure if this is allowed, but I actually do hop into my friend's class. So I am an ICT student, right? But I hop into my friend's banking and finance class to learn more about like the banking stuff, the financial stuff, and also a lot in the investments like risk calculation, portfolios, whatnot. Because I want to enrich my knowledge in that, right? So I would say back to the topic, right? What are the like advantages of participating in core curriculum activities? From my experience in APU, it's more about like connections that you make, and also experiences in like organizing the different activities. Because if you do not have any experience in terms of organizing any activities, it really does help you open your mind in terms of what you need to take care of. There's a lot of stuff. It's really not that easy, like from on paper or whatnot. So yeah, that's what that you can take away from the co-curricular activities, and definitely your outgoing skills in terms of interpersonal skills as well, how you communicate. Because I really think that one of the key issues in our generation is communication. People like lack communication. Even if they communicate, they don't really communicate well. Yeah, they don't express themselves too well, and they don't understand others too well. So we really need to strengthen on the communication part, and which that co-curriculum activities can give you that experience.
I have a question.
Yep.
Have you ever been in a situation where you found out you're running out of time, and how do you cope with all these problems?
Okay, so for that, in the beginning when I started to hustle along with my different kinds of commitments in my life, right? So yeah, that's definitely one of the issues, but it got quickly solved by having a calendar. And also scheduling into it. Yeah, so basically if you have a calendar and you schedule accordingly of your activities, there shouldn't be too much of a fluctuation of time in terms of changing of timetable. Maybe sometimes there's a change because like AP timetables are always changing, right? So yeah, maybe there's a switch in terms of like 1-2 weeks, but you get used to it once you start like scheduling into it, and you won't really get out of the rhythm like most of the time.
I think we should get a calendar, bro, as soon as possible.
Actually, it's true. I also been trying to start like putting in like all the, because sometimes right, you take too many things in, you lose track of it already. You definitely need to keep. And then I remember that time also I was like arranging a meeting with him. I was like saw him like flipping through his schedules and like, oh my god, I want to do that one time. And now already I seen it, bro. Scheduling is so important.
Very powerful.
So important.
Very powerful
very
too.
Powerful too.
Yes.
I think you used also what Jen Wong taught you, right?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Yes.
You use the color, you use the separation, you mark out what are the different types of events that you cannot be moved, or what kinds of activities that are more flexible. Yeah, so sometimes when you push away one thing, you need to replace it again, like in next week or maybe in the same week of your schedule, so you don't miss out on anything.
I see. So since when did you develop this habit of having a calendar?
Calendar, I would say maybe starting of last year. Maybe
year.
it's maybe a year end of 2021, but I doubt it. I think it's starting the year of 2022. Yeah.
So what happened before you developed the calendar?
It was just like memorizing and keep forgetting. Oh yeah, I have an appointment with you, right? Sorry about that. I just reminded me. I was like, oh wait, I have lunch at where? Oh no, I can't make it. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because those issues happen, and I want to try to prevent those issues. That's why I started using a calendar.
I see. A calendar.
Yep.
So about calendars, right? It's more like also being able to be more disciplined with your time also. Because sometimes you need to. We can always say like, oh, we want to work hard on this, but sometimes we need to also be managing it well, You know, sometimes you can be very. How do you say some people like very like straight, very motivated one. Let's say the gym.
I'm gonna do this.
They say, okay, I'll work gym. Okay, the first week they go like 5 times a week.
Second week?
Second week, I work very hard already the first week. Maybe I take a week.
Exactly.
The third week, the fourth week.
So like for me my experience is I was okay because I got to had friends that worked out also, and that can be like a motivation. Yes, you can see them working out. Like I also need to work out. And I also at the early stage I had PT so that was also quite beneficial for me. But for some people, let's say maybe not just workout in general, but anything they put in effort, right? At the start they were very motivated. But then they don't see results, and then they're like, I don't want to do right? And lose their purpose in it. And they say, I don't want to do. Then for me, I think consistency is very important, right?
Yep. It is. So I would say like one of the key things to get started into the consistent rhythm of following your calendars is try not to be a perfectionist, because no one is perfect. Like some people are trying to fit everything into their calendar. That's not wrong. But when you try to strictly follow it, you'll be stressful. Like maybe the first day it's okay, second day it's fine, the first week a little bit tough. Next week you're not following it at all.
Yes.
Yeah, because you feel like you're breaking out the perfect cycle, right? So you can list it out as much as you want, follow it as much as you can, but not try to perfect it. Just do as much as you can per week and not try to stress out yourself within the first week. You can just go along with some of the items. You miss some, it's fine. Next week you try to target those that are missed, and then you try to improve that. You try to grip the consistency rhythm. And also another thing about calendars is you need to really put in a psychological factor into the setting of calendars. It's something like setting a goal and setting a commitment. Like let's say if I ask you out to go to the gym every Saturday 6 p.m. I know that you're going to be there and I already invited you, but this Saturday I'm feeling very lazy. I'm very tired from work and like from Friday or whatnot, and I was like not going. But I know that you are going because I really scheduled with you, right? So as a basic human like tendency to try to not try to not hurt your feelings or like hurt our relationship, I would try my best to attend, right? So that's something that is lost when you don't have another person to to help you on that. So try to put that mindset into your calendars. You're making a promise to your calendar. I know it's not a living being, but you're making a promise essentially to yourself. Even if you're tired, even if you're like overwork, maybe in a Friday, you try to hit those consistent target every week. It can just be basic goals. It can just be like a basic 1 hour reading of a book. It can be like study time of 2 hours, however you like, however you want to plan it, and you just follow along strictly. Just for like, I think 1 month is enough for you to build up the consistency and start making it a habit.
That's very important. That's actually very true. You know, sometimes it's not, that's true. You know, you need to make it also very reasonable where you are able to achieve it, right? Because sometimes also, like what you said, sometimes I try to pack a lot of things into a day, and I was like, oh, I want to do this. Then at the end of the day, I did get to do some of them.
Yep,
and then
exactly.
you get delay, and then it's not a habit anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, oh, that's very true. And then I like how you mentioned like having a friend that can hold you accountable. That is very important sometimes, you know. Especially like, I said like when I see my friends also, that is a way of holding me accountable. Like if you're not going, they are going. And you need to accept that. And I was like, oh yeah, shit, they're going. I need to go already.
It's a sense of guilty.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when they post their deadlift.
Deadlift PR. New PR.
180 today. Where you Jinsu? Where you Jason?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Very true. It's so genuine advice.
Talking about consistency, right? Yeah, Mr. Nicholas, from what we know, right, you were doing calisthenics since you were 16, 17.
To be honest, I really don't remember the age, but yeah, I was doing calisthenics for quite a few years back at that time, and I was training, I would say quite consistently because I was waking up 5:30 every morning. Yeah.
Fight.
What the hell?
5:30 every.
Literally like the Gen Walk, bro.
That's my like high school prime era. Now I don't do that anymore. But yeah, because in high school it's kind of different from like university where the timetable is fixed and the university is not in comparison. So when it's fixed, it's much more easier to put in consistent like trainings and whatnot. So I try to put in my training before the start of the school. Yeah, because
after you.
Yeah, right now I wake up and I make my own breakfast, which is only 2 eggs and a cup of Milo.
Oh
which
my
is
god!
my standard go-to. And then I try to get out of my home by 6, so I can reach my high school by 6:30 because it's quite a journey. So 6:30 and my school starting time is 7:30, right? So you get 1 hour of training. Sometimes I go for a run first and then I do calisthenics. Sometimes I mainly focus on full calisthenics. Sometimes I focus on full running. So it really depends on what I want to train and what I want to achieve.
Bro, what were you doing during high school, bro?
No way, bro. I don't know what I'm doing, bro. It's amazing. Holy, wait, you did this in high school?
You did calisthenics in your high school?
Yeah, in my high school.
Oh, I didn't know. The thing is the schedule, you know. How you wake up 5:30 as a high school person and then like, wait, what motivates you to do that?
Really just I really like calisthenics at that moment of time because I feel like it's the absolute control of your own body. It's like when you look at a gymnast, you look at a regular maybe workout buff dude, there's not much difference in terms of appearances. But in terms of their mobility, in terms of their body control of their muscles, how they can actually use those muscles in terms of performing incredible acts and whatnot, it's quite the difference. One is just pure strength, one is pure mobility and also strength. Yeah, so it's quite impressive to me at that time. So I wanted to get into calisthenics to get the full mobility of my body as well. So that really motivates me into like training into the calisthenics.
What keeps you consistent though doing that? As a teenager, right? Motivation is such a it's like dopamine sometimes. It just comes in. Actually, when I go to TikTok, like serious motivation, like go to the gym, then I go. I don't do that. How do you maintain that though as a teenager, bro?
Yeah, that's a really good question because I've been thinking about it like when you started asking it. I was like,
Yes.
what keeps me like going through every day? Because I also was tired, right? When I wake up, I really don't want to go, but I still went because sometimes I do like appointments with my friends to run in the morning.
That's
So
nice.
that like the companion,
Yes.
the peer pressure, I would say sometimes it's that, and sometimes it's just motivating. Like we hit our PR together, like maybe we can hit LSIT in 30 seconds, something like that, and we achieve it together. It's really motivating. And during that time, I have around 3 of my friends that are training calisthenics, although they are not training like as consistent as maybe me,
Hey.
because I'm going there every day. They're not joining me like every day, but they still like come around like everyone's like no 3 days a cycle, something like that, and it rotates. So that really keeps us going as well. And also I'm in my track and field team as well. Yeah, so we have a sort of a program in track and field where you're required to come in early and run the track. Yeah, like at least complete like 10 laps. Yeah, 10 laps of the entire field, which is around like 300 plus meters. So it's like 3 km. You can go with a warm up. You can go with a slow jog, whatever you like. Just finish the 10 laps. Yeah. So that really brings up a lot of people from the track and field. So you get companionship anyways.
That's
Yeah.
Bro, it's your fault lah. You didn't do calisthenics with me.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even know what guys saying that time, bro.
Bro,
I
you're
just
so
saw this.
lazy that time.
You see me that damn fat, bro. I look so damn obese, bro.
What about now?
Not that good now.
Yeah, bro, it's just a joke.
Nah. But then you still do calisthenics now.
I have equipments at home, but I don't do that too regularly as before. I have a pull-up bar. I actually got there's one free rack of like I don't know how to call it, but there's like a pull-up there, and then there's like a dip bar in the middle, and then there's like a push-up bar at the bottom.
So you don't go to the gym, lah. It's like
Yeah,
your home is your.
That's
your gym.
the purpose of calisthenics. Yeah,
Wow,
you
you
really
can
don't
work
need
out anywhere.
anywhere. You just need one pull-up bar. To be honest, yeah, just one pull-up bar.
That's
And I also
nice.
have rings, the gymnast rings, just hang from my pull-up bars, so I can do like a gymnast strength training, which is incredible difficult. I'm not joking. When I first started, I was like, how difficult can it be? And I was like struggling to just hold the position,
rings?
right? Yeah, the rings.
Oh,
So it's like a
easy, bro.
gymnast already, lah.
Yeah, it
Basically
looks
a
easy.
gymnast.
Yeah,
Looks easy.
the first time I tried it, it was like, shit, this is not as easy as I thought. I was like struggling to get up, just to get up. Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, I
Yeah.
think you should set up calisthenics.
Hey, we can,
Oh
we can
yeah,
try one.
can try one.
Before we start our podcast.
And then we'll be damn
Who
fit.
won't
And
focus?
after a few sessions, we damn fit.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have experienced it, lah, because maybe you have not got that far yet, but sometimes things don't really go as planned, right?
Mm-mm.
Even you maintain consistency, sometimes you might hit a wall.
Yeah,
Something
Exactly.
can pull you back,
Yeah.
and it can be quite
Devastating.
yeah, devastating, especially when let's say you're on a path where a lot of people are doubting you already.
Oh.
When you're on a path where a lot of people don't say, this guy is doing this thing, and then you believe yourself, it's like, hey, I cannot, no issue.
But no one believes in you.
No one believe in you. Then you hit a wall, bang, this thing hit you.
Then you start to doubt yourself.
Yeah, you start to doubt
I'm
yourself.
on the wrong path.
And then you see like, everyone else is doing fine. But suddenly,
Yeah.
they not only just doubt me,
Bro.
but then already I'm experiencing something,
Mm.
Like, have you personally felt anything like that or?
Yeah, definitely. But I could not name any. Like I definitely have incidents like that where you are stuck at a bottleneck. Maybe my LSIT is just stuck at 30 seconds. I can't get up anymore, or like my running pace is just set at 3 minutes 30 seconds. I can't get faster enough or whatnot. Things like that are just like struggling for you because you have been training the same amount of intensity and also like the strength training in terms of the running or stamina, but you just don't get up as quickly as before. It is very demotivating, to be honest. So when during that times, I think you just bear with it, because in my high school, right, in terms of the track and field, we can really bear with it because we're training everyone together. We're tanking it, everyone as a whole. Everybody runs until they vomit. Like we're training until that's serious. So when you see the commitment of others, it really motivates you. Like, what reason to me that I don't do my best? Like when they're doing their best already. So it's really the peer pressure, and also and also like when you see other success, you want to try to follow their footsteps. So even if it's hard, you try to follow through. There's definitely a lot of cases where people don't follow through, but in that case, how do you regain your motivation, or how do you like regain your confidence in terms of believing in yourself to keep pursuing? I would say like maybe you can take a break, not too long, maybe 1 week or a few days, recalibrate. Relax your mind, relax your body. Maybe you just need a long vacation, not a short vacation. A short vacation after a long haul of training, right? So sometimes you really need those relaxation hours in, whether is it hanging out with friends, whether is it chilling, just doing nothing, or just sleeping. Sometimes different people have different like preferences, right? So really you need to relax your mind. If you're too stressed for the entirety of your training, you can't really improve that much. That's what I got from my high school training.
I have an example, a bit different from yours, right? Perhaps I'll take myself as an example. Because I started gym this year, starting of the year. And now I have reached a stage of, when my mom sees me, she'll say, boy, can you stop training? You look like frog, hands so big, your back so big, but your brain so small. I start to reach there. At first, I don't believe what I'm saying. Maybe she's a bit. It's not the taste, but most of my friends, most of them are girls, and I start to say, damn disgusting like this. I start to reach the phase where I start doubting myself. Because the purpose of me, the objective of me going to gym is to attract more girls. But now on the other hand, the girls start to laugh at me, and I can feel they start to stay a distance away from me. I don't know, is it my shoulder is too wide or...
You good, bro.
That's sad, bro.
I'm thinking, should I quit my gym member because my gym is going to expire this month already? Should I continue the membership?
But you backfired already. I mean, like, it has to be. What's your purpose of working out, lah? If it's genuinely just for girls and then they are not attracted, maybe you're looking at the wrong girls, lah. Maybe it's the girls issue, not you, lah. I don't think it's you, man. Right.
But take it from experience. It really attracts a guy much more than a girl. Because the guy's like, oh man, you're getting a 6-pack. Damn, your biceps are growing. How do you do that? Can you teach me? Something like that. And then you get more gym bros.
That's concerning, bro. You attract the wrong attraction.
Oh my god. My algorithm is on the wrong audience.
Yeah, exactly. Your algorithm is working, but not the target audience.
Damn.
Oh no. So, in this case, right, or perhaps you could put this in maybe in firms or business, when people start to doubt you, should you continue? Should you remain consistent when you have reached a phase of no one is believing in you?
No one's backing you up.
I see. Right, in this case, you really need to step out of your perspective, because you might be tunnel vision. If everyone is against you, that's a really strong point. Because if you're saying like a part of that, a bit of naysayers, a bit of haters, and then that's fine. You just filter out, you keep moving, things like that. But if everyone is against you, you really need to step out and take a look at the whole picture. Are you really trying to do something that is achievable, and then like no one has ever done that? Or are you really doing something that some people have already done that's been proven to be failed? So things like that, take into consideration. You can ask for a second opinion, someone outside entirely of your circle, which can give a good judgment of where you are actually in the position. Because it's really, the tunnel vision hurts the most when not realizing you're in a tunnel vision. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, you
Because-
need to be self-aware.
Yes, exactly. Because everyone could be tunnel visioning as well, but it's not that likely because everyone has to be in on the same picture. So you really need a second perspective because you only have one pair of eyes, right? Per person. So yeah, sometimes a second opinion is very crucial, and it is crucial that they are like non-interested parties in terms of in both ways, in terms of like what you are trying to go with it or what not. And if you're saying like in a company or in a firm, right? When you say that everybody is against you, usually that means investors as well, right? So you really can't get funds from that. Maybe that you need to relook at your pitch decks or maybe your products. Maybe is it the pricing? You need to really investigate on that. Or maybe you can, sometimes when they deflect your idea or they try to discourage you, right? Ask them why. Like what's their point? Like what's their reasoning behind it? If it's just pure hate, you can just leave it beside. If they have a really constructive reasoning behind that, they have a constructive criticism, whether is it on your stuff or whether is it personal or non-personal, take it as a constructive approach because they are explaining why, and they're not like just saying, oh, I just don't like you, I don't like this project, this name feels weird or something like that. Yeah, if it's not if it's really constructive, don't take it personal and take it as an advice for you to grow. So and yeah,
taking criticism is very important.
Yes.
You need to be able to because you can't be 100% perfect when you're doing anything.
Yep.
Especially like when you said like business, let's say like a startup of everything, you definitely need advice throughout the road. Sometimes people are like very egotistical. They can be like, oh, I know what I'm doing lah. Then that's tunnel vision lah. That's basically tunnel visioning already. So yeah, that is very true. And it's very impressive for just for a diploma student to acknowledge that already. Some people out there already starting their career don't even don't know the importance of that. They say like, oh, they are just haters. I want to be the next Elon Musk or something. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Someone like you, right? What do you actually get all this info from? Do you like watch podcasts or like read books?
Yeah, about that, yeah, I do some like self-study as well because I find a lot of right now we're in an era where information is easily gathered and also easily obtained, and a lot of information there's a lot of information. There's the correct one, there's the false one, so you really need to filter out. But mainly you need to absorb information because at our age it's really the learning stage, right? You try to equip yourself with more skills and more knowledge at the moment. Like let's say I'm an ICT student and I mentioned I study in my friend's class in banking and finance, which equips me with banking and financial knowledge, maybe some accounting knowledge, some investment knowledge. Then when I'm out in the society, right, when the companies are looking at two students, okay, one with IT, okay, great, another also IT, but with knowledge in like investments, maybe that's what they're looking for. Maybe you're working for an SME company or whatnot, then you are more likely to be accepted in their company and more likely to get paid higher because you are equipping yourself with another skill. It not necessarily needs to be a skill to be learned from a textbook. It can be a language. You can try to learn a new language. It can be some form of sports that you're trying to develop. You can play some sports. Just find a second commitment. Just find some hobbies that are benefiting to your own personal skills growth as well. So read a book, actually read more books, and there's a lot of ebooks online where you can purchase for very cheap pricing for large quantity of different varieties of books, right? So if you can, get an ebook, but I prefer physical books.
Yes, bro. I cannot ebooks, bro. They hurt my eyes, bro. I cannot. I like physical hard copies.
Yes, I like those too. But when sometimes the reading material gets too technical, and you really need to understand the meaning behind like maybe a sentence or a phrase that are sort of like how do you call it, what do you call those terms that are like very fancy and you don't understand at the moment if you're not studying into it? I forgot the term. Jargons, because they use a lot of jargons and you don't really understand what those means. So if it's a physical copy, you still need to like check with a second device or whatnot. But if you're using a computer or using a tablet or a phone, it's quite simple. You just long press it, translate, or more information about this, and then builds up a new chapter or entirely new information, just particular on that particular term. Yeah, that's what I got from when I was studying the Bitcoin white paper, because it is quite a short and simple technical details of how Bitcoin works, and also the underlying technology behind it. But it references a lot of different past technology that has been used, and there's like smart money, whatnot. And then they didn't mention like the explanation of it. They just expect you to know by that. So I can't really understand the thing past it if you're not understanding the one in the front. Yeah. So things like that. So that's the advantages of technology, I would say, in terms of ebook. But the touch of a physical book is still much better than the ebook. Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow, this guy's impressive, man. Damn, this guy
This is how good I feel here today.
I'm lucky to join your podcast.
Wow, that's wow. I like how you really expose yourself to all these like things, you know, because some people like they try not to do too much. You know, they try to say like, oh, just like as an IT student getting so involved in like other fields, you're interested in like investments and everything. Even you're going to other people's classes. Some people don't even want to go to class, bro.
Yeah.
Then you're going to other people's classes. Wow, that is impressive, you know.
Yeah. Fun fact, I don't like to go into my own classes.
Wow.
But I still,
Now you got time for
Better
it.
not bad lectures.
my attendance is still above 80, no worries.
You still can take your finals then.
Yes.
Okay, I think our time is almost up.
I see.
So yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
We can definitely bring him back in. And
Yeah,
he has more to
definitely.
share in the future.
Yep,
also.
no problem.
Do you have anything maybe to give the audience?
Yeah,
Final
like
note?
since we're all like sort of in the teenage years and we're in the university students, right? What we have right now is essentially the best, I would say, the best persona, the best how do you say, the best identity you can have as a student. Because let's say if you want to meet with a CEO of a company that is very respectable, so what identity do you need to meet them? You either is one of the high-level respectable CEOs, or you're a student. Yeah.
True.
Because they always help the students. So if you're a student, you can actually expose yourself to a lot of high social networks by participating in a lot of activities and knowing them, and try to provide your own value. This is where your skills, your skill sets, your knowledge comes in. Because when you try to talk with them, you try to communicate with them, you can really show how you can actually represent yourself in terms of what you have learned in the past and how equipped you are. So in terms of that, they really catch on quite quickly, because the way you speak, the way you act is kind of different in that case, and they would consider you as a friend. If not a friend, just a connection. Since if you have the connection, you would have better pathways in the future. So try to expose yourself to more social networks, not just within your peers. Try to expose on a higher ground as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to find a university soon.
So true, bro. I love that. I think we can definitely end with that quote, bro. That is one of the most beautiful quotes I've ever heard.
No. You're very high praising.
So I think that is all for today. Thank you so much, Nicholas Wong.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
I learned a lot
Jason.
today, bro.
Thank
I
you so
learned
much.
a lot, bro.
No.
And I hope the audience also got a lot from today.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an enlightening session today.
Yeah.
And
Thank you so much
like
for
it's
having
like,
me, man.
And so right, the classic stuff.
It's nice.
Alright, thank you guys so much. Like and subscribe and
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
Hit the notification bell. See ya.